What's good? What's good, baby? It's your boy Truex, the sports junkie, and welcome to the last Nbs show of the 2024. Your boy is feeling under the weather, but you know, I'm really like that, man. I show up because I care about this brand, Keo. I care. You see, I'm
Yeah.
here and I'm feeling terrible. Well, I'm feeling terrible physically, but emotionally, spiritually, I'm doing great. We'll talk about that later, though.
First of all joking aside, man, congratulations on winning the NBS
Oh,
fantasy football title, man. I told you I was rooting for you after I got eliminated. And I checked the score every time. I was like, damn, I hope because I didn't want to hear it from Antonio all season. So
well,
congratulations.
I appreciate you. And even though this is the old belt, I retired this belt. Right now, I'm waiting on Reek to send the NBS championship belt to me. But, I'm going to hold this one right now because I am the one and the only three-time NBS champ. Hey, man, it feels good, man. It feels good.
The
I'll give an
worst
acceptance speech at the end of the show.
the only worst part about it is bad side about it is I got to deal with you the rest of 2025 seeing that belt around you. Um,
Hey, bro. Oh, my God, I'm not feeling well. But I will say this, hey, I want to give you a shout out, bro, because in the words of Drake, you was disrespecting me and you was saying, "Oh, you fell off." Oh, I needed that. You told me I fell off in fantasy, and I needed that.
no, I
And
did say that though, because like I said, years I would see you just dominate leagues. I just didn't see that hunger, but I guess that hunger arrived in 2024.
yes, and then the second thing you disrespected me with, and not just you, this goes to all my boys in the MVS League. Oh, true, you win because you trade everybody, you draft a bunch of quarterbacks, you trade everybody. But really, the team I won with outside of one player, which was Jonathan Taylor, who did show up for me, I drafted that team.
Yeah, you did.
Hey, shout out to LSU's very own Brian Thomas Jr., man. It's
Mm.
big LSU over here. That's my
Well,
dog. And shout out to Bijan Robinson because even though I'm not a Texas fan, that man came through for me.
yep, he did. Well, man, we're gonna talk some football, talk some things about 2024, do our 2024 wrap up, and we'll be good to go. So, first off, man, let's talk about what happened this past weekend. So, Saquon Barkley and the Eagles, they not only clinch the NFC title, Saquon Barkley goes over 2,000 yards. Now I think he's um I'm for 140 I
A
think
hundred.
to break Eric Dick 100. Okay, 100
It was 101 or 100, like 100, 101 to break it.
To break Eric Dickerson's record, man. If Saquon breaks it, man, what's your thoughts on the MVP race if he breaks this record?
I think he should, I would have no problem with it. One thing I will say, and I was really thinking about this over the weekend. We almost got caught up into, and this goes out to everybody out there, that we've almost got caught up into MVP in the NFL has become a quarterback award. A quarterback award. And really, nobody else really wins the MVP unless you play quarterback. But I think that maybe, we should change that around again. And back to the old days where it's not just a quarterback award. Um, Somebody like Saquon Barkley, he breaks a 40-year-old record, bruh. On a team in an era too where you throw the ball so much You throw the ball so much, and he plays with Jalen Hurts, who takes touchdowns away from him because Jalen Hurts with the tush push. I think that we should really look at Saquon Barkley. Now, I'm not sitting there saying he should win MVP, but I'm saying I hope that people look at what he's done this year and say to themselves, man, if give him his credit. If you feel like he is the MVP, then by all means. But what Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow are doing are nothing short of phenomenal either. I know Burrow's done some incredible things this year with 250 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. I think like in 8 straight games. That's insane. What Josh Allen's doing over there in Buffalo is insane. Just the record. And then you think about it, he lost all his weapons from last year, and he came back and even had a better year this year. And then Lamar Jackson, man, just everything he's doing. But yeah, I do think Saquon Barkley should be in the argument for MVP. And I can say this again. We did it with the Heisman. If somebody voted for Saquon Barkley, I'm not about to sit up here and say, oh no, that's stupid. He don't deserve the MVP. No, if he breaks a 40-year-old record that's been standing around for 40 years, absolutely he deserves the MVP. And it just you can't vote for all four of them. And if you vote for him, I have no problem. If you vote for Josh Allen, I have no problem. If you vote for Lamar Jackson, no problem. Joe Burrow, if Joe Burrow's to get into the playoffs, I have no problem
You
with
know,
anybody voting for any one of those guys.
me being a Cowboys fan, I can't bear to look at it, but and they blew out the Cowboys too.
Yeah.
I turned that game off, but if he breaks the record, I think he'll get my MVP vote. I think he deserves MVP because that record has been there for ages, and the type of season that he's having has been remarkable, man. He's had the moments, he's had the impact. If you want to talk about who's been carrying the Philadelphia Eagles, we've always been saying this entire year it has been Saquon Barkley, and he just checks every single box for me. And to break the record, that is just something special. Now, we're going to talk about this individual later. There's somebody knocking on the door right now by the name of Joe Burrow. Now, if this team makes it to the playoffs, the conversation is going to change a lot. So, man, Joe Burrow, the season that he's having right now, it's crazy. If you want to throw another person in there, might as well throw a Jamar Chase for the Triple Crown Award. If you like you just mentioned, I'm not saying this shouldn't just be a quarterback award. Why not give it to a wide receiver?
Yeah, that's insane. I will say this about what you said about Saquon Barkley to finish up on that one. Um, Jalen Hurts has missed time. Um, AJ
A,
Brown's missed time.
yeah,
Devonta Smith has missed time.
yeah.
Dallas Goddard's still out right now. And then even Kenny Pickett had to leave that game. And the third string came in. And guess the one guy that never missed no time this year? Saquon Barkley. And lo and behold, the Eagles still have one of the best records in the league and definitely one of the best records in the NFC. So yeah, I'm with you. I have no problem. If somebody votes for Saquon Barkley, I have no problem. But shout out to Bumpy, man. Happy New Year's, my brother.
Yeah, man. So we'll see what happens though. But let's move on over to the next topic. The Cincinnati Bengals, man. So they are not eliminated from the playoffs. They do need some more help though. They do need the Broncos to lose, and I think they do need the Dolphins to lose, and they do need to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers this upcoming weekend. So, with that being said, man, with me saying all those things that need to happen, give me a percentage of the chances of the Cincinnati Bengals making it to the playoffs.
I'm gonna say 10%.
What?
It's not. I want Cincinnati in. I picked Cincinnati to win the Super Bowl this year over Detroit. Um, I think Cincinnati's offense is incredible. You already know I'm big LSU through and through. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, both play for that franchise, and they've been killing it all year. But Kansas City, excuse me, Kansas City has nothing to play for. Nothing. Literally. And I know we can say, oh, Detroit had nothing to play for last night, and you saw the outcome of that one. But I believe Kansas City is going to rest Patrick Mahomes. I believe they're going to rest um, Travis Kelsey, DeAndre. Well, not DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins actually has, if he catches another touchdown, he'll get a $500,000 bonus. So I'm pretty sure he's going to want to play. But I just believe that a lot Kansas City's going to rest a lot of their players. And if you recall, Kansas City beat Denver on a special teams play last time they played because Denver got their field goal blocked by Kansas City. So I just look at it, I said to myself, can Kansas City really beat Denver when they're not even going to start their starters and really try? And Kansas City, let's be honest, there's no disrespect to Kansas City. Do you rather Denver in the playoffs or Cincinnati in the playoffs? You know, if you're Kansas City, I think you're thinking to yourself, man, I'd rather see Denver if Denver gets to us than
Mm.
Cincinnati. They may say to themselves, no, if we get Cincinnati in the playoffs, they can possibly knock out Buffalo. Buffalo beat Kansas City earlier this year. I don't know what their mindset is, what they're thinking, but I just think that's gonna be a tough one. And then when I saw from the Jets, even Sauce Gardner said after the thing, after they got blown out by Buffalo this week, he believes some of his teammates have basically melded in and they're ready for they're ready to go into the off season. And that's who the Dolphins are playing. And Tua didn't play last week, but I expect them to play this week now. And you're asking the Jets to beat the Dolphins, and even their own players like Sauce Gardner is saying people have melded in this year on our team. So I just look at those two scenarios, and then on top of that, even on top of that, Cincinnati still got to go out and beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is not going to
Mm.
be easy. I'm going to say 10%. I hope Cincinnati gets in. But you're asking a lot. You asking a lot for real.
Nobody, nobody don't want to see Cincinnati in the playoffs, man. This team looks lethal, man. I would be scared of this team right now. Not just the way Chase and Burrow been playing, but T. Higgins also, man.
Yep.
Running game's a little bit overrated. Defense make plays when they need. Man, I'm gonna say a 25% though, man. I wish I would give it a higher percentage, but like you said, you basically said everything. You have the Chiefs that are they clinched the number one seed already. So what's the point of making it to the playing that final game? That's doesn't gonna mean anything if you just want to have a great record to end the season. Um, and then the Dolphins haven't played the best football. They've been winning games. Um, they have been winning games. Shout out to Reek, man. Shout out to his podcast too, man.
Yep.
Um,
Man.
um, s- they have been winning. The Dolphins have been winning games, but it's not the same Dolphins team though. Like Tyreek Hill has had a down year this year. Jalen Waddle in out of the lineup. I think the best things going for them is their running game, and people scared when Tua steps on the field. So, and Bengals and Steelers, I think it's an interesting matchup. I think it's going to be very close. You know, um, Obviously the Bengals are going to be fighting for their lives in this game, and then the Broncos, they're gonna want to win this game because if they don't win, they ain't in. So if I'm the Kansas City Chiefs, I mean, being the competitors that they are, I mean, I'm pretty sure they want to beat the best teams because The team that you do not want to see is the Cincinnati Bengals, and I would be worried. But if Cincinnati doesn't make it, they got nobody to blame but themselves
That's
because
a
you did
fact.
because that's what they get for freaking starting having these slow starts every year, man. So they put themselves in that position if they want to blame anybody.
Right. I mean, you can't lose to the New England Patriots, bro. You can't. That can't
Yeah.
happen. You can't lose to the New England Patriots. So they have nobody but to blame. I'm with you 1,000%. But I just think that if they, if they would get in, what matchup would you rather see? Buffalo versus Denver, Buffalo versus Miami, or Buffalo versus Cincinnati? You already know the answer to that. I think everybody
Oh
in the
yeah,
nation
yeah.
knows.
You already know my answer to that too.
Right.
Yeah,
So
because I think that if Buffalo plays Cincinnati, but Buffalo has a good chance of getting knocked off. If Buffalo plays those other two teams, I'm
they're
definitely
advancing.
picking Buffalo.
Yeah, they're advancing. They're advancing. Buffalo's advancing.
But we'll see what happens, and we'll see if they do make it to the playoffs.
No doubt, no doubt.
But with that being said, let's go to our next topic, man. So the Lions, it's going to be a two-part topic. So the Lions, they win last night. They get the revenge on the Niners. How surprised were you of the way the Lions played against the 49ers last night?
Well, let me say this, man. Well, I'm on this show. Coach Dan Campbell, Jameer Gibbs, the entire Detroit Lions organization. Thank y'all. Hey, if nobody else sits there here and tells y'all thank you, I'm going to tell you thank you. Because you played last night, even though it took literally, Jameer Gibbs' last run, I won my other fantasy matchup, and I'm the champ in my dog Cupid's league, man. And I am surprised a bit because I was nervous. I was sitting there like, bruh, they might not even play their starters. But as I'm watching, I'm climbing, I'm starting to catch him. As far as the point total, I was down 21 to start. And I'm like, but he can pull his starters at any moment, bruh. So I'm sitting there nervous. And then Jameer Gibbs in the third quarter, he blocks somebody trying to blitz and he nicks his face. And then he goes out for like literally, I'm not lying, for like an entire drive. And I was down like by like 3 points. I'm sitting there like, bro, this is unbelievable. They're gonna sit him the rest of the game. And lo and behold, they brought it back in. They win the game. Kudos to them. I'm super ecstatic because I win my boy Cupid's League because of them playing their starters. And I'll end it with this. They said, well, Dan Campbell said he was bringing everything. And I know that Warner said, oh, what they bringing everything for? Because we're going to beat their, you know what? But not only did they bring everything, I actually tweeted out last night all their studs scored. Sam Laporta scored. Amon-Ra St. Brown scored. Jameer Gibbs scored. And Jameson Williams scored twice. The Lions were incredible last night on the road. Their starter scored. Excuse me, their stud scored. And I'm just thankful, man. Thank you again to the Detroit Lions and Dan Campbell. And I'm rooting for y'all to beat Minnesota next week. I can't even say woo, Keon.
um, I was actually not surprised by it at all. Um, I there was no doubt in my mind that I knew all their players were gonna play because this is a game that people's was marking on their calendar. This is the game that the Lions was marking on their calendar. I don't think whatever the situation was, they wanted revenge on this team, especially what happened in the NFC title game. The game was exciting, but I thought it would have been more exciting, especially with the Niners season the way it went, disappointing season. So it wasn't that exciting, but it was exciting though, especially if you're a Niners fan and you love football. You probably gonna look forward to that game. You
I
weren't
got a
excited?
I got a question for you.
What?
Is Brock Purdy still that dude? I'm just asking because he did play well in the first half. He did.
Yeah, he is still that dude.
Okay, but here's the thing: can we agree that the Niners lost that game because of him?
Those two interceptions, yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. You could say that. I hold him accountable for those two picks. He did.
Bad picks,
Yeah,
overthrowing his players by even
yeah,
Kyle Shanahan was like, "Brock, what's going on?"
yeah. I was like, they were driving down 34-20. I'm like, okay, the Niners might win this game. Then they're driving down the field. It looks like they're gonna score a touchdown, and then boom, the interception happens. That he came back with another interception. I thought I thought the Niners were gonna have them in the first half, but I was like, dude, ain't no way the Lions gonna lose this game. And when I seen the Lions kept on scoring and running the score with them, I was like, yeah, they're gonna win this game. And that's what I've been saying about the Detroit Lions, man. You could say whatever injuries they have on the defensive side, but when it comes to that offense, you gotta outscore that team.
Right, right,
And
right, right.
and that's the big issue when it comes to any team that plays with the Lions. You're gonna have to outscore them, and the Niners just couldn't outscore them in this game. So shout out to the Lions.
And
But
before anybody comes into my DMs talking about why you always disrespecting Brock Purdy, I'm not. I just want to get back to what I said originally. He's a good quarterback. He's not elite. I felt like Keo and the rest of y'all that's in my inbox on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all that social media outlets. Y'all sit there and y'all like, oh, X, you wildin'. But like, dog, he's not elite yet. Give the man a chance to prove that he's elite. He played phenomenal in the first half. But the Lions defense seemed like they wasn't trying to guard anybody in the first half. I mean, that was throws that Brock Purdy had to make that was a high schooler could have made those throws because they were so wide open. But he's like I said, he's a good quarterback. He's just not elite. Keel was on here while talking about yeah, he's better than Joe Burrow. Yeah, he's better than. I'm not saying you. I'm mentioning Joe Burrow. I'm not saying that's what you said. I'm just saying, oh yeah, he's better than Joe Burrow. He's better than Josh Allen. He's better than. And I'm like, hold on, we're going too far with this right now. Give him time. He's good, but let's give him some time. Shout out to my man Nate, man, because he was another person. Every time he saw me, oh, Brock Purdy's the best. He may be better than Montana and Young. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, big fella, I know you're a Niners fan, but you should be more respectful to your goats, man. And that's all I was trying to say. Look, it's no knock to Brock Purdy. I think he's a really good quarterback. But elite, give him time. He may get there, but give him some time.
all right, man. We may I don't have much time left. We got a couple more topics, but we're gonna go to our last NFL topic, and that is for the number one seed next week, man. The Minnesota Vikings and the team that we were talking about, the Detroit Lions, man. I'm just gonna ask you very simple. Who's get the number one seed? And I'm gonna bring C on right now.
Okay, okay, okay. Look who's
Whoa,
going down. What
whoa.
up? What up?
The show
Hey,
can
man.
begin the trendsetters here. We good.
Hey, man, you was ducking smoke, man. You've been
Ah,
ducking.
man. I was told 10:30.
Hey,
Uh,
yeah.
I was told 10:30.
That's what he
And
told me.
10:29, I was looking for a link.
Okay,
Well,
okay.
it
I
is.
stand back.
If y'all wanted to do it by yourself, just say that, man. If y'all want
Nah. I was ready. Hey, I said the same thing. So I was like, bro, you told me 10:30. What you talking about 10 o'clock?
It
Nah.
changed, man. My bad, man. But
Yeah,
anyways, man.
prize of the change, bro. I've been at the crib waiting.
But
By the way, Keo did say for sure he was better than Josh Allen. I think he said Burrow too.
Bro, that was insane, bro.
anyways, man, the year's over, about to be over, and we're going to
tell your boy I don't know who that is, but tell him Montana and Young, this boy ain't even better than Garcia.
I'll take him over Garcia.
Man, you know Big Nate. He in your league, I think.
Nate who?
What's Nate's last name? Bro. Big Nate,
bro. Nate, yeah.
Yeah.
Wilding, bro. I'm about to take the boy something stupid.
All right, man. X. So Minnesota Vikings and Lions play for the #1 seed. Who's gonna take this game, man? Between the Lions and Vikings.
Shout out to my dog Justin Jefferson. Y'all know it's big LSU forever. But I got the Lions, bro. I don't care about the injuries. The Lions have been the best team in the NFC. You could even make a case that they've been the best team in the NFL. You know, we do power rankings every week, and the Lions are always there. Minnesota's not been there some of the time, even with their record being as good as it is. But I just think overall, what the Lions bring to the table, I just like them a little bit more. It's no knock to the Minnesota Vikings. They're really good. They're almost very similar. A lot of people gave up on Jared Goff. A lot of people gave up on Sam Darnold, and they've resurrected their careers in with these two franchises. But I just like what the Lions do a little bit more offensively. I think they're unpredictable, more so than the Vikings. The Vikings played very well this past week. But when the chips are down, I think I'm going to lean a little towards Jared Goff more than Sam Darnold, because I feel like Sam Darnold can make more mistakes than Jared Goff. And I know some people may say, well, the Vikings, and I have no issue with this, the Vikings defense has played better since all the injuries with Detroit. The game's in Detroit, I believe, right, Keo?
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to lean towards Detroit. I think that the home field, Jared Goff by hair, and just their style of play, I'm going with Detroit.
Go ahead, Steve.
All right, let me jump in here, man. Said a couple things right there that made a lot of sense, man. One thing about Jared Goff, though, I think that a lot of people didn't really give up on him. The Lions gave up on him. He went right to another starting situation. Whereas
the Rams, you mean?
Yeah, the Rams gave up on him. My bad. Rams gave up on him, and he went right into another starting situation with the Lions. And boy, has he excelled in that situation, man. He tried his best to win me a fantasy title last night, man. I went into the night down 70 between him and George Kittle, man. I ended up only losing by 9.
Wow.
And look, I had already conceded my loss the night before, but I ended up losing, so I was still right. But still, man, that's crazy. Jared Goff tried to keep me in there, bro. So with that being said, I can't go against him, man. Jared Goff, he's been playing amazing. I believe he should be in the MVP conversation. He should not be the MVP, but he should be in the conversation because of the outstanding season he's having and how he's been able to lead these Lions to possibly the #1 seed in the NFC this year. And like I know they've had a lot of injuries, including the big one to David Montgomery. I believe that may be the thing that keeps them out of the Super Bowl on the Montgomery injury. Because I believe the defensive injuries, they've been able to just plug and play, and people have been able to make up the difference. So I love the way Sam Darnold's playing. I love that he's rejuvenated his career. And I believe that the Vikings should re-sign him, give him like a little 2-year deal. Let him groom McCarthy, and we'll see what McCarthy has in a couple of years. But I think they definitely need to re-sign him. But I think that they just don't have enough to beat the Lions, even though it's hard to beat a team multiple times in a season. I think that the Lions just are a better team here, and they'll win. They'll get their rightfully deserved #1 seed in the NFC.
Okay. Like I said, man, it's the Lions, man. I know people got this game close, but the Lions You gotta outscore this team, though, man. You could
Mm.
talk about the defense all you want. The defense will make plays when it's necessary, but you gotta outscore this team. With Jameer Gibbs, man, that dude is so dynamic, running the ball, rushing the ball, also. I questioned since Montgomery that can he be, that every down back for them, and he kind of showed it yesterday, man. He showed it yesterday for the Detroit Lions. And this is an interesting quarterback matchup between Sam Darnold and Goff. Basically, what X said, man. Numbers are very nearly identical alike. Jared Goff just a little bit better, nearly in every single category. Um, so Goff is looking good. He got all those weapons over there. Jamison Williams, St. Brown, Laporta. And then you got the running backs. Man, I like Detroit, man. I do,
I got a question for you, though, Keo, and I know C might be on there, he might be listening. But when you think about their weapons, right? A lot of people I know, I think just thinking about it, you would say, "Oh, Detroit automatically." But when you look at the two receivers, see, oh, she's on mute. Okay, when you think about the two receivers, you got Jettis and you got Jordan Addison. You got Amon Ra and Jamison Williams. Who would you give the nod to?
Detroit, man. Uh, Detroit. See, you're
Okay,
on mute. I can't hear you. With Jamison Williams, though, man, he's just quick, dynamic. I think he's a
so,
better route runner than Jordan Addison. You could line him in different formations. Also, like, did you see that hook and lateral play? I
yeah.
say it was nasty, man. And then St. Brown. Obviously, I'm definitely not taking St. Brown over freaking Justin Jefferson,
Come on, man.
um, but but St. Brown, he is a good receiver though, but he just doesn't have that. I just can't take him over Justin Jefferson.
And
I don't think
that's what I'm
nobody
saying. So,
will.
like, so you have Jamison Williams a little bit above Addison, but you have Jettis above St. Brown. So it's pretty much a wash
But
because it's 1-1. And then when you think about the tight end position, Hawkinson and Laporta, that's close.
I,
I'm not sitting there saying you won't take Laporta.
if you're forcing my hand, I'm taking the Lions' weapons over the Vikings.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Edison is nice, bro. Edison is nice. Williams, he's been doing good too. I could argue that he might be the number one over there. And I don't know, man. But between Laporta and Hawkinson was hurt most of the season.
Yeah.
But since he's been there, I think he's been better than Laporta this year. Laporta had a hell of a year last year, but this year he's been a good tight end. He hadn't been last year's Laporta.
And
Laporta.
I'm not the biggest Aaron Jones fan, but Aaron Jones is a beast. But I
Yeah,
would still take Jameer Gibbs over.
yeah, bro. It's not even close, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
there's
I
nothing to
thought
think about there, man.
And I really like Aaron Jones, except for the fact that he sold me the last two seasons in Cupid League being hurt, and now this year I don't pick him, and all of a sudden he's good all year. But yeah, I'm taking Jameer Gibbs any day of the week, man, and I'm taking golf over Darnold.
Yeah, that's why I think it's
Yeah,
close
golf
though. I think
too.
everything's close, but I just wanted to put that out there that the Vikings have a really good supporting class as well.
So what's
Uh,
the difference in them? If everything's close, why is it so overwhelmingly
I
Detroit?
just think that golf for me, golf is like I said when we was talking about who's gonna win. I just think that golf, even though he did have the 5 turnovers against Houston, they won that game. I just think Darnold, even this game that passed, he threw the pick, and really Green Bay had shots at other picks in that game, and they just didn't capitalize. I just think Darnold is slightly below golf, in my opinion, and then the home field advantage. And then, like y'all said, Jameer Gibbs, even if he doesn't get the ball, he's such a dynamic player that you have to watch him. On the touchdown to Amon-Ra St. Brown, they were worried about Gibbs. They wasn't even worried about Amon-Ra getting the ball.
and,
That's what.
and
So
And
That's what I
Jones
was.
is banged up also. He got injured in the last game.
My thing is it just me or do they not use Jameer Gibbs enough in the passing game?
Bro, I was like, just throw him the ball more
Bro,
last night.
I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. Because everybody knows he can catch and run. So I don't understand why they don't use him as much in the passing game, which I mean it has been working. So I mean, I must be wrong.
You with all those weapons you got, I mean that's a big playbook that they got. So,
or maybe
all right,
they sending him out on routes and golf is just looking downfield. He's not looking for nothing short.
yeah, maybe. All right, man. Yvonne ain't here, so I'm doing the picks today, man.
Okay.
Um,
Von dodging smoke, huh?
his ass is in Chicago, being a Bears fan right now.
The
That's what he's doing.
shot. What up? What up to everybody in the shot? Shot Town, what up?
All right, so we're not gonna pick every game, so I'm just gonna pick the games that matter. So we'll start off with Saturday game. Man, we got to still stay alive. The Cincinnati Bengals versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Man, come on,
Games
man.
in Pittsburgh, and by the way,
I got big LSU, man. Y'all already know, man. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. I got the Bengals, man. I picked them to win the Super Bowl. I'm gonna give myself at least a chance. At least a chance moving forward. I got the Bengals. Oh.
You already know what it is, man. Hey, I got the LSU Bengals. All right, I got the LSU Bengals over there, and I really think that Joe Burrow needs to be in this MVP conversation, especially if he fights his way into the playoffs with a win this week. He's got to be in the conversation, bro. He's got to be in the conversation. He has better numbers than any quarterback in the league. And after that terrible start, he's strung together enough wins for them to be going into the last week of the season to be in contention to be in the playoffs after a horrible start. We were talking about they might need to break the team up. Yeah. So, I mean, we're looking at it like this. Had they kept mixing, they'd have been they'd have solidified their spot a long time ago. But you know, who's that boy they got now? He's been doing pretty good. Chase Brown might have earned him a position right there, bro. Because over the last 6-7 games, he been hooping, boy. So I got the Bengals. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, they've hit their plateau. The Russ Wilson thing, I think it's kind of reached its peak, and they go out first round of the playoffs. So I got the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bengals. Also, Bengals on the 4-game winning streak, playing every game like it's their last game, playing every game like it's a playoff. Joe Burrow playing on a high level. Nobody still can't stop Jamar Chase right now. He's just doing whatever he wants. And then on the other side, you got the Pittsburgh Steelers, who's actually on a 3-game losing streak. Everything's going wrong with them. But I'm just going with the Bengals, man. I'm going with the hot hand. The Bengals wins this game. All right.
Can I say something right quick?
Yeah.
About Jamar Chase. Let's just put this out here. Big LSU has the best 2 receivers in the league and the best 2 rookie receivers in the league. And you say we not WRU? We wide receiver U, baby.
And we might have the one of the best. Well, I'm not gonna say better than Patrick Mahomes, but maybe one of the best quarterbacks outside of Patrick Mahomes, and then the best rookie quarterback too.
Talk to us nice, man.
Yeah, you do have the best wide receiver in the league, Justin Jefferson. But let's go to our next matchup. All right, man. The Chiefs versus the Broncos.
Oh man, bruh. I'm gonna take the Chiefs, bruh, because I'm just rooting for him, bruh. Hey, I could be wrong. I don't even care. Carson Wentz, what up? I need that old Carson Wentz. Hey man, they forgot about you. You see what Sam Darnold's doing. You see what Jared Goff's doing. You see what Baker Mayfield's doing out there in Tampa. Carson Wentz, this is your audition. This is your audition. The Giants, I don't know what they were thinking last week winning that game. They're not getting the first pick in the draft. If you have a phenomenal game, maybe they bring you in to at least, be a stopgap filler for the next guy that comes in. Carson Wentz, go out there, play some good ball, get DeAndre Hopkins his incentive for this year as far as that one more touchdown. Get Hollywood Brown involved, get all those other receivers involved, get this dub, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. Carson Wentz has his chance to audition for next year.
This is news to me. I didn't know Carson was gonna be having to start. But I'll tell you what, I'm still going with the Chiefs. I'm still going with the Chiefs, bro. Bo Nix has been real. It's been real. Like, you proved me right. I called it. I said you want to be a good quarterback in the league. I said that Sean Payton knew what he was doing when he picked you. I had you in my top 5 coming out in the draft, and that's where it stops. That's where it stops, because they lose this, they're out of the playoffs. Correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, unless Cincinnati loses and
Miami loses.
Oh, okay. Well, I got Cincy, so they're gonna be out the playoffs. But yeah, man, the buck stops here. I think the Chiefs are just too loaded at other positions, too well coached. Which I think the Broncos are well coached too, but I just think they don't have the same pedigree as the Chiefs. All right, Chiefs just know how to win. I think they win this one. It doesn't matter if they win it or lose. They're still the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Right.
They don't want to see a team like the Broncos after losing to them in the playoffs. So I think they go ahead and get rid of them.
Well, man, I'm taking the Broncos in this game.
Unless, hold on, one thing. Unless it means if they lose, they keep the Bengals out. Then I think they might throw it. I think they might say, bro. I think Andy Reid the fix might be in because they don't want to see the Bengals in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think nobody does right now, especially Buffalo, because Buffalo would play them. I think I got the Broncos in this game. Surprisingly, man, they got the Broncos as a 10-point favorite going into this Saturday. And I think the reason why, because they are sitting probably all the starters in this game because they don't need nothing to play for. Great to get rest for the players that's banked, especially guys like Mahomes. They clinched the division. They clinched the first round bye. So what's left to play for? And the Broncos, they got everything to play for. It's either win or go home for them. The game will be in Denver in Mile High, and I think this team, they're gonna be fighting for their playoffs lives. As much as I want to see the Bengals in the playoffs, I just think the Broncos will win this game, though. I'm taking the Broncos. All right, man. Let's go to our last matchup that we are picking, and that is the game that we were talking about earlier. Sunday night football in Detroit. The Lions versus the Vikings for the number 1 seed in the NFC.
I got the Lions. We already picked it. I got the Lions.
Okay, man. So it's on me. Yeah, man. I got the Lions, bro. I really do feel like the Lions. I feel like the Lions are sort of better team, and I just don't. I don't think that they can. I don't think that they can make up the difference. I don't think they can make up a difference, especially in a game that means so much. This game means a lot to the to the Lions. Having this home field means a lot to these Lions. They want to right the wrong from last year. So I do have them. I have them securing home field and possibly walking through the playoffs all the way to New Orleans.
Okay. Um, man, who would have thought that the Minnesota Vikings will be playing for the number one seed in the NFC? Some of us picked them as one of the worst teams this year.
I did.
Man, can't believe that, man. But shout out to them though. But I definitely got the Detroit Lions, man. I like the Lions this year, despite with all their injuries that they're dealing with. So I'm taking the Lions. So those are our picks for the final week of the NFL. Before we get out of here, this is going to be our last show for 2024. So now that we've seen everything that
I
has
got one. Hold on, before you do that, I got one question before we get out of this. As far as the NFL, my question to y'all: will Saquon Barkley break the 40-year-old record by Eric Dickerson this
yes,
week
yes, yes,
versus the
yes,
Giants?
he will break it. 100 yards, he's gonna break it.
Not only a yes, but a hell yeah. Against the Giants at that. Oh
His
boy,
former team also, man.
hey, he may run for 200 just to put a stamp on it and give them a big fu to New York for letting them ride out like that. Look, y'all made a mistake. Y'all were wrong. I was right. I bet on myself and I won. And I'm headed to the playoffs when y'all headed back to the draft, back to the top 5 pick in that draft because y'all suck and I don't. Peace.
Yeah, I got him breaking it easily, man. I think that's gonna happen. I think, yeah, I think they want to see it though, man. It'll be good for football.
They
Yes,
playing.
sir.
Where they playing at?
I think it's in New York.
Oh Lord, that's getting crazy.
Hey, I
No,
got.
no, my bad, my bad. It's in Philadelphia. In
Oh, okay.
Philadelphia.
All right. Well, it didn't matter what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, if he breaks it in New York, I think New York. I think the fans give him a standing ovation. I think he breaks it, but it's gonna be in Philly, so I know they're gonna give him a standing ovation. I'm gonna put a caveat on that. I
I
think he
would be,
breaks it in the first half.
Okay, okay. I agree with y'all. I think he gets it too.
I
I
would be
didn't know. I think
sick
he
in
wants
this.
to.
I would be sick in this. I would be sick and disgusted if I'm the freaking Giants GM and owner. I'm like, yo, this is you didn't Saquon was like, you didn't want to give me a big contract? Okay, I'm about to show you next week.
Mm.
Oh man, but okay, so like I said, man, 2024 is coming to an end in less than 24 hours. So with that being said, man, so this whole football season we've been covering it from beginning to end, from our predictions. We've been doing the shows every single week in 2024. So in this 2024 NFL season, man, what are you guys going to remember the most in the 2024 NFL season?
Saquon Barkley breaking the record. Then whenever you gonna look back, you're gonna be like, "That's the year Saquon Barkley broke the record." That's what I'm gonna remember the most. Lamar Jackson's putting up crazy numbers. Same thing with Josh Allen. Same thing with Joe Burrow. But when you have a record that stood forever, I mean, and somebody breaks it, that's what I'm gonna remember the most. Saquon Barkley breaking the record.
When I look back on this year, I'm automatically gonna think about my team and how injured we were. That's what I'm gonna think about. I'm gonna think about the Saints, and at a point during the season, having 35% of our roster injured, a 7-game losing streak, missing the playoffs basically by a mile now because I think we're gonna lose this week too. It's gonna be all bad, but one thing I will remember that's positive, to me, being a Saints fan, is me being right about Kirk Cousins and how wrong you guys were. He sucked and he ended up the year on the bench. Like I said, I told y'all from the beginning, Kirk Cousins was not that dude, and he fleeced the Atlanta Falcons out of $100 million. Because that's how much he has guaranteed, right? He
Right.
signed like $190 million contract, but he had $100 million guaranteed, huh?
That's crazy.
That boy robbed him without a gun. That's crazy, bro. And I remember that. I'll remember that because I'll be bringing it up probably for the next 3 years on this show. Every time y'all say something crazy, I'll remind y'all about y'all's Kirk Cousins pick. So I'll definitely remember that.
Okay. Hold on, man. Somebody is knocking on the door right now.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Young Reed.
Good
Reed,
morning. Good. Was it
yo,
morning?
Reed.
Afternoon. Good after. Good morning to Kill. It's still on the West Coast. It's morning still.
Rick, happy New Year or New Year's Eve, by the way.
Happy New Year's Eve, fellas.
Yeah, so
Whoa.
last show, so the 2024 season's coming to the end, man. What are you gonna remember the most in this 2024?
I know what he gonna remember.
Go ahead, man.
Well, I'll go MBS wise. I'm gonna remember this great fantasy season that X had. I will be delivering that belt to you today. I'm going to the post office today. I will be mailing that over to you today. You know, you earned that. You did that. I will relinquish this crown, but I will be back next year to come get it back. And I'm gonna draft my first 2 rounds this time without the computer doing it.
Oh,
So we should be talking about your ex get an asterisk next to his title. That's what we should be talking about. But whatever.
man.
I don't know. X, let me hold something, bro. That's 2 leads.
Hey,
I know you
man.
got it. I know you got it.
That's life, man. Ain't about nothing, man.
Let me hold something, dog. Christmas hit me hard.
Yeah, I feel you. I'll let you, boy. I'll let you, boy.
All right. 2024. There's 3 things I'm gonna remember in this NFL season, man. Number 3, the freaking New York Jets, the most hyped team going into the season, end up being one of the worst teams this season. And yeah. Obviously, man, it's never exciting when my Cowboys don't make the playoffs. So that I think one thing that I noticed was that the Niners and Cowboys are not in the playoffs this year. And then I got one for the tie, which is if Saquon breaks it, I think that's gonna be memorable. But the play that I remember the most in the 2024 season, the Washington Commanders versus the Chicago Bears, man. The Hail Mary throw by Jaden Daniels. I'm always gonna remember that play. If there's one play that I'm gonna remember, you could talk about the Saquon jumping over the guy, but that play, yeah, I'm gonna remember that 2024 NFL season. So with that being said, man, we're gonna go to some picks in college football. The playoffs for the college football playoffs, man. So we're gonna talk about the matchup that's gonna be going down on New Year's Day between the Texas Longhorns and the Arizona State Sun Devils.
Hey, didn't Alabama play Michigan in the playoffs last year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're playing in the
Yes,
Reliance
yes.
Bowl right now.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, boy. How a difference a year makes.
What's the
I'm
score
okay
right
with
now?
Michigan being there, but Alabama
yeah.
State, they messed up.
Yeah.
Michigan lost a lot, so I'm okay with that.
I don't know, man. Michigan. I mean, I think Alabama had a good season, considering, you know what I mean. But they had a couple of big losses that made it look stinky for them. But you know what I'm saying. I think Michigan. There's no way you fall off like that to me. I know they lost a lot, but I mean, That's a big fall off.
They beat Ohio State.
All right. All right, go
That's their
ahead. Who
bowl.
you guys got? Texas or Arizona State?
Got Texas, man. What we doing, man?
Texas, bro. I'm not. I'm anti-Texas right now.
But go Sun Devils though.
Yeah, man. Go Devils or whatever, but nah, it ain't enough.
Who you
It's
got?
the easiest pick of the playoffs, I would say. Definitely got Arizona State. Yeah.
You just saying stuff now. I can't believe you, Rick.
We'll see when we get back on in 2025. You're gonna be like, damn, Reed did it again. He did it again. Did it again.
I got Texas. Texas 13-point favorites, man, in this game, man. I'm rolling with Texas in this game. Let's go to the next matchup, man. It's Penn State versus Boise State, man. What's up?
I got Boise. That's my upset. I think in the Fiesta Bowl, Boise State has made some noise. We were into the Oklahoma game with Adrian Peterson. I got Boise State pulling the upset again. I think they're being disrespected. I think the line is like super crazy. It's like 2 touchdowns that Penn State is favored by, or something crazy.
11,
I got Boise.
11 points.
Yeah, I got Boise State, man. I think that Ashton Genty not getting the Heisman, he's gonna play. He's gonna play hard regardless of the playoffs. But I think they're gonna try to get this and make a point. So I got Boise State pulling the upset.
Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead, see.
Nah, man, I got Penn State, bro. It's not even gonna be close, bro. It's not gonna be close. Shout out to Ashton Genty. One thing I saw this morning that made me kind of consider picking Boise is the offensive line of Boise State. I don't think they get enough credit, but they've shown up for every game because he doesn't have that 2,000-yard season without them. You know what I mean? And they're some dogs down there, man. They went out there and they mishandled, they mistreated Oregon's defensive line in that game or whatever. And I think that they don't get enough credit for that, but it still ain't gonna be enough. It ain't gonna be enough. I think that they peaked. They peaked against Oregon, and now Ashton Genty is gonna be rushing because he feels disrespected for the Heisman. But no need to feel disrespected, bro. You weren't the best player in college football this year. So
I think a lot of people is gonna think like you did, revert back to that Oregon game. And what I think the difference is, I think Oregon and no one in the world really knew what Boise was or even what Genty was. We knew Genty was good, but we didn't know he was this good. In Oregon, I don't think they came to that game as if Boise was a team that can play with them. Right. Penn State definitely will come to this game like they can play, number one, and they're going to come to this game like we're not going to lose in the playoffs to a team, Boise State team. And Penn State got some really good linebackers as well. Linebackers is really a big key to stopping a great runner, penetrating them gaps and everything. Just like the running back got to hit them gaps, the linebacker got to hit them gaps. And we know Penn State do that. That's what they do. I think this is going to be a very, very easy win. Like, I don't think Boise even makes any noise in this game like that.
Hey, Reek, where you wife went to school, Reek?
We are
Marshall.
Oh man. Go ahead, Kiel.
I got Penn State in this game, man. Genty, we've been talking about this guy. Let's see what you could do against the one of the best defenses in the nation, man. Penn State, I think they're in the top 5 against the rush. And we're gonna see what this team is about. So we'll find out. So I do got Penn State winning this game. All right, let's go to the last 2 the quarterfinal matchups. Big games, man. First game we got it's gonna be at 2:00 p.m. We got Ohio State versus Oregon.
Okay, so I don't understand why people keep disrespecting this team. I understand that, even I think Vegas has Ohio State. The Ducks are going to beat Ohio State.
They're not.
I understand that y'all want to Y'all want to believe that hype about their talent. I understand that. But at the end of the day, I watched that team lose to Michigan. I watched it with my own two eyes. You know what that lets me know? That you can't have a letdown, that you're not always prepared for those big games. One thing about Oregon is, whether we know who Ashton Genty is or not, whether we know Drew Aller and that defense with all those linebackers and everything, Oregon's prepared for every game. They're prepared for every moment. And to me, I'm going to take that preparation along with that talent and then be the number one team to beat the Buckeyes. I got Oregon. The Duck Dynasty begins.
I beg to differ.
Okay.
I beg to differ. One thing that I have seen this year, I watched the Michigan game that Ohio State lost. Were they prepared? I don't think that they weren't prepared. I just think that they played a rival and they just got outperformed. If that's a word. I think Michigan was way up for that game. That was their national championship game, and they beat them. Now I will say this though: I've watched Oregon a couple times this season, and they damn near lost both of them games that I watched, and it was the Wisconsin game, and I'm trying to think what the other one was.
Boise, probably.
Huh?
Was it Boise?
I didn't watch the Boise game. I think they end up. It was a Ohio State game. Yeah.
Oh yeah. The
It
first
was the Ohio State game, and I think that although they did pull out the victories in those games, they didn't look good doing it. All right, and I will say this: the Ohio State team, when they look their best, they look like the best team in football, best team in college football, and it doesn't even look close. They have the best roster money can buy, literally, and at times they play like that. Now, when they play bad, they lose games like Michigan and to a team like Michigan. But when they play great, when they play to their peak, they beat people down like they beat Indiana down. And I think that team shows up to the game. And I think they give Oregon their first loss of the year. I like the Ducks. And I would love for them to eventually win a national championship because we're going on 15 years. They've been a force to be reckoned with. They've been a prominent football program in college football, but they never have been able to turn their corner. They've gone to a national championship game, but lost. But I don't think this is the year that they turn that corner. Maybe next year, not this year. So for that reason, I got Ohio State and their best program that money can buy, and they gets to keep his job.
I mean, I can't remember a year. I could be wrong. I know I'm not the biggest college football head like y'all, but I watched it enough. But y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember the last time it was a year where the number one team wasn't like the overwhelming consensus to be the favorite. Like, I don't think Oregon is just dominant to where they're the favorite to win it all. Even if the number one team didn't win it all the other past years, I'd never like Oregon. I don't look at them like, oh my God, they're number one. I think Ohio State is pretty much like he's coaching for his life at this point.
Yeah.
When I say life, I mean coaching life at Ohio State. You lost this year to Oregon, who went on to be the Big Ten champs. They came in your conference and took over in 1 year. Then you lost to your rivals, which is pretty much your own Super Bowl in itself or championship in itself. You cannot lose to Oregon again. You can't, as Ryan did. I think that Michigan game, I think that was an outlier. I think they came in there a little tight, knowing that they lost so many straight games to them. I think it was three coming into it, 3 straight games to them. It was a little tight. That Ohio State versus Oregon game was amazing. I think they won by one. Like the last person that got the ball, I think scored and won, if I'm correct. I see it being a very similar game. It's a pick'em game, but I don't see Ohio State losing this game. They need it. The coach needed more than any coach in America right now, and I think they're going to go out there and handle their business and go win this game. Ohio State.
Let me ask you a question, because you and me both brought up Day. Do y'all think that it's fair that he's coaching for his coaching life right now? Really?
No, it's
I
not.
do. You can't lose to Michigan that many straight years. You just can't. Not in college football. The way rivalries go in college, you cannot lose to your arch rivals that many straight years. Especially
But
when you're the way bigger favorite this year.
well, this year is understandable. Previous years, the previous 2 years, it was a toss up. I feel like this year was his bad loss against them.
Honestly, I only think last year was the only year that they was not the favorite. I think they were the favorite all the other ones.
Yeah, with CJ Stroud, yeah, they were the favorite.
But not the
Yeah.
overwhelming favorite. Not like this. Not like this year. But my thing is, outside of those losses, he's only lost like 3 other games.
He struggles against top 5 opponents, and which I mean doesn't matter. But going back to what you said, Ohio State, a lot of people's mind, has the most talent. So when you lose those top 5 games and you're losing to Michigan, that's a problem for those boosters at Ohio State. We're bringing in the most talent, and for whatever reason, we can't beat Michigan and we can't beat the top 5 teams because Ohio State struggles against SEC teams. I don't know what they were doing, bragging about beating Tennessee. Oh, they don't do that. So I just think to
got
myself,
a camera in front of him, didn't know what to say.
yeah. So I just think that I excuse me. I think he saved his job this year. As long as they don't get blown out by Oregon, I think he comes back next year.
I don't think his job should be in jeopardy in the first place. It's not like he was the hand-picked successor for Urban Meyer. He was the interim head coach, and obviously he won those final 2 games, and they end up getting naming him as the actual head coach. So he didn't have no expectations when they signed him as the Ohio State head coach. We didn't know what we're gonna get from Ryan Day. Obviously, the more they kept winning, the more successful they got. Obviously Ryan Day became the high-profile head coach from where we're at today. So I don't think his job should be in jeopardy in the first place, man. I think his coaching record is nearly as good as any Ohio State head coach out there outside of Urban Meyer. I think the difference with those guys like Tressel, they've won championships. Even the one before that, who they had, John Cooper, that's pretty much the same thing for me. So, I don't think his job should be in jeopardy.
But can I just say this? That you said record. Any coach for Ohio State, the Alabamas, the Georgias, their record should be elite. We know that your team's gonna always be good. It's about what you do against them rivals and what you do in playoffs. Because
Right.
if no one's expecting Ohio State, Bama, even LSU's like right a little step. I'll say a step under, no disrespect, but Georgia's them. No one expect them to be 500. Any coach that comes there, it's always expectations for. I don't care if you're the intern that took over, the new coach that took over for Harbaugh. He took over. The expectations is high. You're at Michigan. Your records cannot be 500, even close
Right.
to it. What's what you do against your rivals when you play when you coach when you take that job? Your rivalry games is what matters the most, and in the playoffs.
That's true.
That's 50% true. But let's go.
Your overall record has to matter. You can't penalize me for losing. Now, if you lose every damn game to your rival, yeah, of course we're gonna start looking at you. But if you are constantly in the playoffs, if you are constantly competing for a national championship, even though you lose that Michigan game, how you gonna keep on putting me in there like that? Because we could not be competing for anything. Would you rather be beating Michigan and not competing for a national championship, or would you rather be losing to Michigan and competing for a national championship?
But the last time they competed for a national championship was with Urban Meyer. Like a true that was the real, and I know disrespect to Ryan Day. Ryan Day has had his moments when I think they beat Clemson when was he the coach over there? I think they beat Clemson with Justin Fields.
Yeah.
But it's just I just I think Ohio State's last championship was with Ezekiel Elliott, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
I
Yeah.
believe so. So it's just at the end of the day, you gotta win. I mean, you competing, but you gotta win, man.
Well, here's the thing, man. Outside of Michigan, I don't expect a Big Ten team to win the national championship. I expect you to be competing for. But generally, the SEC is putting out the national champion. So you can't expect a national championship. You just expect to be competing. And I think that they've been competing every year he's been there. This year they just happen to be in the playoffs and they happen to be one of the favorites. So I say for him, I think he's doing a damn good job. Considering they could have actually beat Oregon the first time, they just ran out of time. Am I right?
Yeah, Will Howard. That's what happens.
Yeah, Will Howard had to slide, he slid or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I put it to you like this. I put it to you like this. Because y'all know this very well, especially, well, all three of y'all know, but y'all two being from New Orleans, Louisiana. If Alabama's new coach, right, he's going to have a great overall record over the next 3 or 4 years. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
If he loses to LSU 4 straight years, he will be fired.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Ryan Day. It's no different. His record's going to be great, this guy from Alabama. No doubt about it. But if he loses to LSU in the next 4 years, he's out of there.
And don't win no championships and lose
And
in the
don't win no
playoffs.
championships.
I was
He's
about
out
to
of
say,
He's
I was
out of
about to say, the thing about it is, no, he can lose. He can lose, but if he wins some championships in there, he ain't gonna be fired.
But they didn't win no championships yet. That's what I'm saying. If he don't win it, he should be going. Just like the Alabama coach.
All right, man. Let's go to the
playoffs.
All right,
got,
man.
Theo?
Oh yeah, who you got, Kia?
I got freaking Ohio State, man. Ohio State's beating Oregon. But we're gonna go to our last matchup right now. It's the primetime game, Saturday. I mean the night game. It's Georgia versus Notre Dame.
I got Georgia. I got Georgia. At the end of the day, like
Underwood in this game.
Like at the end of the day, like I think Georgia and Kirby Smart. I know Carson Beck has announced that he's going to the NFL. A lot of people are like Todd McShay is like, what are you doing? You should have went back to school because your draft stock fell. But I honestly think Kirby Smart and company told Carson Beck it's time to go, man. We're gonna roll with our young guys moving forward, whether that's Gunnar Stockton or whoever they deem, the guy to be next. But I think that ultimately Georgia, man, what I saw from Notre Dame against Indiana was they out-physicaled them in the trenches. That's not going to happen against Georgia. That's not happening. Georgia is going to, you're not just going to beat Georgia up in the trenches like that. Now, I know some people may say to counter that, Georgia Tech beat them in the trenches, and Georgia Tech ran the football on them. So we're going to do, we can do this. Because if Notre Dame plays similar to the way Georgia Tech played, absolutely they could. But I just felt like, maybe like you said, Reek, about Ohio State, I think that Georgia looked at Georgia Tech and kind of maybe overlooked them a little bit. I don't think that's going to happen with Notre Dame. Georgia got left out the playoffs last year. For everybody that remembers, they had one loss. They lost to Alabama in the SEC championship game, and they didn't make the playoffs. I think Georgia's still thinking about what happened last year, and they're going to beat Notre Dame. I like Notre Dame, but I just don't think they can beat Georgia. I got the Bulldogs.
All right. I don't like Notre Dame.
Oh, here we go.
And the thing is, I don't like Georgia either because I'm an LSU fan. But I will be honest about the situation. Georgia's a better program than Notre Dame right now. Notre Dame is historically a great program, but this is the 1920s and 30s and 40s and all that. This is 2024. And Georgia probably is still a little sore about missing the playoffs last year off of one loss, which was craziness. But I do have them punishing Notre Dame in this. I think they win by 10 or more. I think they win by 10 or more. Now he mentioned Carson Beck going to the NFL. I think that he's making a wrong decision. I think that he needs to. I do think that Kirby Smart told him that they're going with the young guys, but hell, he would demand a king's ransom in the transfer portal. I think that he should stay another year, get in that portal, go. I don't know who we're probably looking for. Hell, go to Oregon. Go to Oregon because I know they're gonna be needing a quarterback after this year. I would stay. But yeah, that's my 2 cents, and I just added a little extra cent in there with my Carson Beck thing. He
Go
does
ahead,
suck.
Rick.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
this I think this is an easy win for Georgia. I think we said this. I can't remember what game we said it before, but early in the season, you can't match physicality, and that's Notre Dame's strength is being physical, and you're not going to out physical Georgia. The Georgia Tech game was an outlier. Georgia Tech, believe it or not, I know you guys know as well. They have amazing athletes. They
Mhm.
have a lot of speed, a whole lot of speed, and they just shocked Georgia a little bit, and Georgia took a while to recover. They should have lost the game honestly, but Georgia Tech's speed is ridiculous. They have amazing athletes. So I don't think Notre Dame has that speed. They have that physical uh, power, but you're not going to outpower Georgia. Like, so I got Georgia winning this game pretty easily. Like, this is the champions. Georgia's going to be the champ. So I'm not going to pick them to lose any game the rest of this way.
Well, I am because I'm picking the Notre Dame Fighting Irish to win this game, man. There's only one reason, man. Why I'm picking Notre Dame.
I know.
Because Beck not playing.
Yep.
I knew you good enough.
Carson Beck is not playing in this game. They'll go as far as this team takes. He goes. I just haven't seen enough from Gunnar Stockton, the quarterback that's taken over. Um, I'm taking Notre Dame. I think the winner of this matchup will be in the playoff championship game between these two. So I got Notre Dame. All these games will be on New Year's Day. But with that being said, man, we're gonna wrap things up and we're gonna give away some awards today, man. And I'm gonna get your guys' thoughts on it. So just a couple of things I want to say. So when it comes to the athlete of the year, who's the 2024 athlete of the year?
For college football.
Are
In
we going?
general, in
In general.
sports in
Are
general.
we going male or female? We're just doing athlete, one athlete.
Male. Let's do male. Male.
Okay. Can we do female first?
Okay, female. Go ahead. Go. Do the
I'm going
female.
Caitlin Clark, the female athlete of the year.
Wow.
I am.
I'm going with Caitlin Clark also,
I
man.
am. I am. I
I
love
got
Angel
Caitlin.
Reese. I love Angel Reese, but what Caitlin Clark has done, man, she came into the WNBA, struggled initially, but after that, man, she really took that league by storm. I'm going Caitlin Clark. She got them into the playoffs this year after having the number one pick. I got Caitlin Clark, and then that what she did as far as in college. I know we're going back even further with that, but yeah, Caitlin Clark for sure.
All right, I'm gonna go in a different direction.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Simone Biles.
Okay.
Simone Biles, hell of an Olympic performance after taking that time off, coming back, getting 4 gold medals, and looking like she never missed a day. Dominated the Olympics this year. I'll go with Simone Biles for my female athlete of the year.
Go ahead, Reek.
I'm gonna go with Caitlin Clark. If we put the genders together, she might be the athlete of the year. Period. So I'm
I was
going
gonna pick
Caitlin.
her regardless. I
Right.
was.
Like her name rung bells more than anybody this year. So I'm gonna go with Caitlin Clark.
Are we going with popularity or are we going with
No.
actual?
Dog, she was
Yeah.
winning with
It's
WNBA
your
first
opinion, man.
season.
It's your opinion at the end of the
That's what
day.
I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see what the criteria
I
is.
can't. But this is the criteria for me. I can't go with something that happened for 3 weeks. Olympics was 3 weeks.
Right.
I'm going for a whole year worth of stuff because she did a lot, college and WNBA.
All
3
right,
weeks ain't
man.
enough for me.
Let's go male athlete of the year. Who you got?
Wait, you ain't tell us yours.
I did. I said Caitlin Clark.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Male athlete of the year. What's up? Who you guys
And
got?
if y'all ready to go, y'all go first because I'm debating between like 4 people.
Damn. Anybody know?
Dang.
I'm debating. My mind just wanted me to spit out Travis Hunter.
Okay, I ain't mad at that.
It does make me want to spit out Travis Hunter as a pause or whatever. And as much because I can't really think of if we're talking an athlete, this man played both sides of the ball damn near every snap of a whole season. Won the Heisman. He's possibly going to be the number one pick in the NFL draft. I can't think of anybody who had a better year than that. Trying to think, maybe.
Oh my God, I'm so
I got
torn
mine.
between. Go ahead.
Wow. I don't know if I like it, but I think I have to go with it. Accomplishments wise, male athlete of the year. I gotta go with Jaylen Brown, Eastern Conference MVP, Finals MVP,
He was in my
champion.
argument.
I mean, how much more? I can't name someone that has more accomplishments this year. 2 MVPs in the championship ring. I gotta go with Jaylen Brown. I know that's a shocker.
I like it.
Yeah, I can't think of nothing else.
Dang, Kill, you can go because I'm torn right now. Man,
Athlete of the year 2024.
I know who it ain't. This damn Michigan quarterback. He sucked, boy. This boy terrible.
He sure does.
and that's who beat Ohio State. I'm just putting it out there.
Hey man, that's one game, bro. He's gonna beat Michigan too. I mean, he's gonna beat Alabama too. They need to start Bryce Underwood right now. They in the second half. They need to put Bryce Underwood in. I saw him practicing with him. They need to put him in right now.
I'll go with Travis Hunter, man. I think he's my male athlete of the year. You know, playing two positions on the high level, man. I, we I just I don't think we're gonna see that again. For a guy that taking playing two positions on the high level and making the impact on both sides. I think that was huge, man. And he, it was a huge story also just for Colorado and Travis Hunter. And obviously, I did hate the way things ended after the Heisman, with him and his girlfriend and the stuff going on the internet. So, I definitely have him athlete of the year, male athlete of the year.
Okay, I don't mind none of y'all picks. I'm gonna do this just because I'm gonna go back a little ways into 2023, and then I'm gonna fast forward into today. So it's a little bit over a year because even though I love this team for LSU, I will have to be honest, I didn't see it. I'm going Jaden Daniels. I'm going Jaden Daniels. He
That
won the
was you cheated.
Heisman.
You cheated
He
because I had him when I said the Heisman, but he actually got the
hey,
award in
okay,
2023, so I didn't do it. You cheated, bro. I had him.
but I only did it because I understand where y'all went. I was thinking Jaden Brown. I was thinking Travis Hunter. But I'm gonna go Daniels just because he won the Heisman in 2023, and then fast forward, he got into that rookie. He got into his rookie season, got drafted early, second pick, and now he's gonna win the Rookie of the Year, and that's with Malik Neighbors' year, Brian Thomas's year, Brock Bowers' year, Kalab McConkey's year. They all had good years, over 1,000 yards receiving. And guess what? Nobody's even thinking about Brock Bowers broke Mike Dicker's record that stood forever. And guess what? Nobody's about to say Brock Bowers going to win Rookie of the Year because of what Jaden Daniels is doing. And I'll even add it on to what Keo said. Keo said the play heard around the world. The player you to remember is Jaden Daniels. But I'm going to go back to that. I believe it was a Monday night game or a Sunday night game. Him versus Joe Burrow, man. The dots he was dropping in that game, bro, was ridiculous. So I'm going to go Jaden Daniels just because, for argument's sake.
Hey man, I show my wife. My wife hates sports. Anything. Our kids play sports. She doesn't know what's going on half the time, right? But I showed her the game Sunday night. Sunday night, she was walked in. I was watching the game. I said, "See, that's the dude from LSU that won the Heisman last year." because she's big LSU now. We got a daughter to go to LSU, so she's engaged now. So she was looking at him. She's like, "Dang, he fast." Then she said, "Wait a minute, he throw the ball too? Like this is all in a 10-minute span?" And she's like, "So what position he play?" I said, "He plays quarterback." She said, "Okay, that's the one that throws the ball." She said, "But he running. He's so fast they can't tackle him. Like this is in 10 minutes." 10-minute span, she sees all of this stuff. 10 minutes in the fourth quarter. And Jaden Daniels, he's like I said, I picked him for Heisman last year. I don't know if I picked him for Rookie of the Year this year. I think I might have. I think I might have picked him for Rookie of the Year. Keo, fact check me on that one. But
Okay.
it's something I saw in him his not last year at LSU, the year before. That showed me that he was elite. That he was elite and we had one. And he had me thinking that we could have won the national championship last year, which I believe we could have if we had just a middle of the road defense. But Jane Daniels definitely had a hell of a year. I got a dark horse, and Keo's gonna love this. For athlete of the year, since we're talking about popularity and impact, Jake Paul. Jake Paul won
The
3 fights
problem.
this year. He won 3 fights this year, and one of them was over Mike Tyson. Shut Netflix down. He made more money probably than anybody this year. I like to throw Jake Paul in there. He's not my pick, but he had a hell of a year, man. And now I think people actually take him seriously as a boxer.
All right, man. Let's go to the next one, man. Who's the Rookie of the Year in sports?
It's just one rookie.
One rookie.
That's Caitlin Clark. I'm not, no disrespect to Jane Daniels. I had to think about it, but Jane Daniels is Caitlin Clark. If it's one person, I think Caitlin Clark was through the board as far as Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year. She lifted women's basketball along with Angel Reese and other people, but she was ridiculous. I got Caitlin Clark.
I got Caitlin also. Caitlin's my Rookie of the Year also.
I got Heisman Jay. I got Heisman Jay. And reason why I'm saying that is if we talking about actual play, not she was the most talked about and she lifted a whole genre of sports. Well, I mean, if you would just look at the actual play, like you said, she struggled at the beginning of the year. She came on at the end. But
she became an MVP candidate in the WNBA. Not that she wasn't going to win it. No, she was really good in WNBA.
I mean, yeah,
the beginning she struggled.
After the Olympics.
Yeah, she went crazy after that.
Yeah, after the Olympic break, that's when she went. That's when she caught her stride.
Yeah, bro.
Day one in the NFL, Jaden Daniels has been that dude. He was in the MVP conversation early in his rookie season. He did slow down a little bit, but even his slowdown was enough to make sure he was even.
My God.
He was so far ahead of any other rookie. He's still gonna win Rookie of the Year.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I just seen the Alabama score. I'm sorry. That's just crazy. How they losing? I'm sorry, but no. To me, I don't see how Caitlin could even be compared to Jaden. It's not even no bias. Like if we thinking seriously, if we thinking numbers wise, what they didn't do it in the league, Jaden's numbers is better if you compare like what she did as a basketball player to Jaden's football stats. Then if you put popularity wise, she took over in sales in the league that no one sold jerseys anyway.
Right.
Jaden Daniels is the number one selling jersey in the league where the top players sell jerseys. Jaden Daniels number one in the NFL. How? Caitlin did something that she was supposed to do. Nobody wanted to buy a jersey from Aja Wilson or pick any one of them. We love them, but nobody cared about watching them. So that's what she did was nothing to me. She didn't show me, oh my God, you did. Jaden Daniels outselling everybody. Lamar Jackson, Mahomes. Pick your favorite player. Jaden Daniels outsold him. So his popularity is bigger than Caitlin's. We talking about her making them go get into arenas and go into bigger arenas. Jaden Daniels preseason games was more than that. I went to one. It was way more than that little 20,000 they put. They had to move to Caitlin Clark to make space. Hell no.
But the
Easily Jaden.
NFL is a way bigger sport than
But
America.
I think it's,
So how is Jaden outselling
Okay, but
jerseys to
my thing
everybody?
is, how could you say Caitlin Clark should be the athlete of the year, but then double back and say she shouldn't be the rookie of the year?
Because Jaden was my pick, but then I was thinking, Heisman, that was 2023. So I was like, it's just rookie of the year at this point. It's way more competition for males than it is for females. So it's easier to say Caitlin than it is for Jaden.
and look,
right.
like I said, I like Caitlin, but I think there's a narrative being pushed by the media, by everybody, because we do want more engagement in the female basketball arena and female sports, and now they finally have a catalyst to do that. So I think that narrative is being pushed by every media outlet, and that's all you hear is Caitlin Clark. That's all you hear, literally.
But my thing is, but going back to what I was saying, she was in the national championship game. She did lose to a team that was undefeated in South Carolina. But she was in the national championship game, and she competed for a national championship in her last college game, and then she doubled back with that and made the All-Star game in the WNBA. She made it to the playoffs, and she was #1 pick, and she was an MVP candidate. Like, that's insane to me. And that's with all the hate that she gets. And I'm not sitting there saying that anybody on here hates her, but there's people that literally hate Caitlin Clark for just because they love Angel Reese, and I like both of them. But it's just, to me, with all that popularity she had, people were trying to say, "Oh, she's gonna." Even Diana Taurasi came out and said, "Oh, this ain't the same league as college basketball. She's gonna find out." And initially she did, but she found her way after the Olympics.
All right, man. We running out of time, so I gotta do two more, and then I got a couple other things. So game of the year, man. Who what you guys got?
What's the criteria?
Yeah, your questions be crazy.
That's
It's your opinion. What you think was the best game this season you watched? Man, I'm gonna go with.
I got it.
Go ahead. You ready?
I can't remember the team that they played, but to me, the USA men's basketball team championship, they was down 16 with like 3 minutes left. They came back when Curry went crazy.
One.
I like that one too.
I think that's game of the year, and that's huge for all this America in general. That was just huge. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, I'm with him.
What he said.
Yeah, I'm with
that's
him.
crazy.
What he said, because I could not think of one. And I damn sure can't think of one that was bigger than that. That game was big. They played France. They played
yes.
They played France in France for the championship.
That crowd was ruckus. Hell, yeah.
Because I thought those peaceful French people was gonna tear that motherfucker up, boy. but yeah, man, I go with the USA over France in the championship, the gold medal game.
Come on, Kill, just come along with us.
Yeah, I'm with them, Kill.
No, I'm not, man. I'm going with the Super Bowl with the Chiefs and Niners, man. That was my favorite game of the year. I thought that was one of the best Super Bowls I've seen. As long as I've been watching, very competitive. Went down to overtime, and then Patrick Mahomes touchdown with a walk-off, man. What a way to win it, man. And I definitely it was a good game, entertaining game. And that game I definitely remember, obviously, Curry, what he did also for Team USA along with LeBron. But last one, man, who had, if there was one performance in sports that you go remember the most by an athlete, who was it, man?
I'll start. I think I said it on the last show, and it comes from the same game. That Steph Curry gold championship game. Oh my God! Over 2 defenders, unconscious, didn't even think about passing it. LeBron, you got LeBron and KD on the other side watching him, not even worried about him passing. not pissed off. Like, what are you doing? Nothing. They like, oh, that boy cooking right now. Shoot it. He shot that thing, killed both of them boys, gave us the gold medal. I have not seen a better performance like that than that. I haven't seen. I don't think I've seen one ever better than that. Because he willed the U.S. to a win right there.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that. That was crazy. And you got the meme with it. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Steph Curry.
That was crazy. I don't know. Have y'all ever seen a better performance? Definitely, I know you haven't seen a better Olympic performance. But just in sports, I can't really think of a better performance than that.
I think I have. I think so. But I mean, that's my pick for this year. But I think Curry has done stuff like that numerous times, especially in that run he had, where it's just nuts. We have LeBron James scoring 29 straight points, something like that, against the Pistons. I believe I've seen a lot of. We all seen a lot of performances that's crazier than that.
The only one I think of is a flu game by Michael Jordan. That's the only one I can think of.
29 straight points by one player is crazy.
Yeah, that was
that's
nuts.
Pretty nuts, bro. Like I don't think that's ever going to be done again.
Yeah, that was nuts. But I don't know. I think it's the LeBron effect. Like you kind of anything that he does, you like, yeah, Bron did it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He set the standard so high. Even like with that game, like anything he does now pales in comparison. Say he scores 28 straight tomorrow, we'll be like, Bron did. But he's already scored 29 straight before, so we're used to it. So I mean, when you bring that up, I'm like, that was cool. But I just the looking at it and actually being scared that the United States was about to lose this gold medal game, and then Curry just saying, "We ain't losing shit." Right?
Yeah, man. That was the performance to remember, though. Yeah,
I had another one, but I can't remember exactly what. I know it was from the. I know y'all don't watch it like that. Baseball, the Dodgers, but that last game was crazy. Like he hit like.
I don't even want to talk about it. Don't smile, Keel. I don't want to talk about that.
So y'all do know what I'm talking about. I just can't think of it. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
All right, man. So
what about when Mike Tyson was pulling them punches against Jake Paul? That was a moment.
All right, guys. So in 2024, man, what was the biggest story? It don't even have to be in sports. It could be in entertainment. It could be in battle rap. But what was the biggest storyline for you in 2024 that you're gonna remember the most?
Trump and Kamala. I'm sorry, Kamala. Trump and Kamala.
Just for my.
There's nothing that's gonna be bigger than that, right there.
No, for me, I'm cool with that. I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna go with that. But for me, just based off of my personal interest, man, covering it, I gotta go with Kendrick and Drake, man. I think that beef was it. I honestly think that it dominated hip hop. I think it went over hip hop also. Just for me covering it and just doing a lot of coverage on it, reacting to a lot of the songs that they dropped. That was a big story to me in 2024.
I think hip hop is regretting choosing Kendrick over Drake right now, though. I believe unless Drake does something fast, I believe he's gotten Ja ruled, and I think that we're gonna regret picking Kendrick over Drake because Drake was putting out way better music than Kendrick. He's done way more for hip hop than Kendrick ever has, and now it's almost like you're embarrassed to like Drake, and I think we're gonna regret that, man. We're gonna miss some bops for the next 10 years because Kendrick ain't gonna give them to.
X, who you got, man? What's the big storyline to you?
See Trump and Kamala, because even like I'm not the biggest, political person out there, but that one had me interested. Yeah, had me one. Me and Enrique, when y'all think, I was like, y'all need to do a show. This is interesting. So yeah, I think that one. Just as far as outside of sports, sports is what I love as a sports junkie, and we love it. But I'm talking about my household. I'm talking about at school. I'm talking about everywhere. It was the Trump Kamala thing. So I mean, if we're going just anything, it's definitely that's the biggest thing.
For me, it would be Diddy getting arrested. I think that is what shook up the
Oh,
whole hip hop world. I think a lot of people are
whoa.
nervous, whether allegations are true or not. That may come in the future. I think it made the whole hip hop world kind of think twice and sit still a little bit. So I think for me, that first, I think that Diddy being arrested was just you just don't typically see billionaires get arrested. Like you know what I mean? Usually they beat their way out of it,
Denied
whether paying
bail.
off or something. So that was
And
big for me.
Uh,
denied $50 million bail. You never see that.
uh,
Right.
all right, guys. So this is for all the people that support the battle rap content. What are you guys gonna remember most in 2024 in battle rap?
Yeah.
I got so many. I got so many.
Hey, shout out to Surf, man. Free the wave, man. Hey,
I got
we
so
gonna give him
many.
his respect, man. Man, I know you and Reek might not like this. For sure, C not gonna like this. Man, come on, man. This one my brothers up north getting full of that jack, man. Hey, man. Lux beat Rum Nitty. I don't want to hear none of that dumb stuff about Nitty might have won. It's closer than what you saying, X. Man, hey, man, he showed levels, man. It's different, man. It's different. That's
I
what I
haven't
remember
watched.
most in battle rap. Lux beating Rum Nitty the alien. Let's get abducted, baby. Let's get abducted.
I
His
haven't watched
best
that battle.
lines.
What you say, see?
I haven't watched that battle. Pretty much the only current battle I watched was Hitman and
Geechee,
Geechee.
a good battle.
Yeah, it was a good battle, man. I still don't know who won it. I would start going for my favorite. After that, it'll be Hitman. I will take Hitman, but I think it'll be me just being biased.
Nah, I
But
had Hitman. Me, I don't know about y'all. I had Hitman winning that battle.
I didn't break it down bar for bar like I usually would do a battle. I just looked at what hit for me. You know what I mean? And I would say that would be the best one for me because that's the only one I really watch beside old battles.
For me, it's the same as 2023 for 2024. The downfall of battle rap, of course,
Don't do
when
that.
one man, Stu Surf, goes away. I mean, was we not the pinnacle of battle rap before he went away? I mean, was we not getting the most views, the most numbers, the most talk about? We, I mean, am I wrong here? Has it not died in 2023 and
Hey, for
2024 since he's
everybody
been
out
gone?
there, hey, I
What
ain't
do you
saying
want me
you
to
wrong.
say?
Hey, who you related to, man? Who's your cousin, man?
Huh? I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, tell me I'm wrong. Like, tell me it did not go down after
Gun
October, I
titles, what
believe,
up?
7th. October 7th, I believe it is. Is that not when everything went down?
Hey, man.
It
Hey,
didn't happen in
man.
COVID. He kept it alive during COVID. He, you know,
Did
either
he?
way,
Uh,
yeah,
He did.
yes,
He did. He
I, I,
did. He
I think,
did.
yes.
I think, I think in 2024, as much as I've covered it, with Danny, times with X and Reek, um, I think a lot of people have fell back from it. Like you've seen, Surf, Surf is out. He's gonna be back soon, so free Surf. Um, but DNA has taken a step back. ARP has taken a step back. You've seen Jay Black saying, it's gonna be the last year for champion for him. Um, even Danny himself, he said he's taking a break too. And the guys that we're asking for, they ain't coming back outside anytime soon. The way things are going right now, guys, like the B Dots, the Briz Rothsteins, Murder Mook and Lux, they come once in every blue moon, including guys like Goods. So I think things like that, though, man, just the way things are going, it's kind of a lot. It's just a lot of drama lately. But the huge moment in battle rap is it's gonna be Loaded Lux and Rum Nitty. I think that's clearly the battle of the year to me. Um, I think there shouldn't be no debate at all about what's the battle of the year. I think that one's just has replay value, has impact despite how you think who was the winner, and it was a classic and it was a good battle. Um, um, last question
Hold on,
for you.
before you go, Key. What's Smack's slogan? What's their slogan? Something about the imitators. What is it? What does he say?
Not respect uh, not
The originators.
The
not
originators, not the imitators. Listen,
yeah.
I thought just to piggyback on myself one more again. Shout out to Easy and Verb and them. They was sidekicks back in the day. Through 2 years plus. They spaces wasn't jumping. They YouTube lives wasn't jumping. We seen Easy
Wow.
around Surf. He was background playing. He was a background dancer when Surf was here. Easy was a background dancer. He was sitting there quiet with his teeth, buck teeth, with the goggles on. Nobody even knew who he was. He was all
Hey,
right. His
I'm
rap
gonna
was
be
good.
real. I know everybody has, they saying Danny, they saying this. Danny's my guy. But when Serve comes home, that's the battle I want. Easy versus Serve. First battle back. Let's get it.
Father versus son, that'd be cool.
Well, I don't know. I don't know that I don't think I think Easy need to battle Rock first before he gets to Surf.
He
Like
better leave
I
Surf alone, play with something safe.
yeah. Okay, last question for you guys, man, before we get out of here. Who's the battler of the year in 2024?
It's Tay Rock. It's Tay Rock, bro. Look,
Yeah,
I'm not
go
doing
ahead,
that.
Reed. Just say
Hey,
it's
no,
Tay-Rock,
listen,
man.
listen, listen. And Tay Rock has lost some battles. He's lost some battles this year. He has. And I'll be the first one to say he has lost some battles this year. But who has been more consistent than Tay Rock this entire 2024 trying to
Hmm?
hold up battle rap? Now, granted, like he says, Surf's been gone. There's been, people falling back in battle rap, but Tay Rock has tried his best to hold down battle rap this entire year. And one thing I like about Tay Rock, and I've always given him credit for this, he's gonna come in and he's gonna give you three verses. He's gonna give you 3 rounds, I should say. He's not gonna take no rounds off. And to me, I respect that. I'm going Tay Rock as far as battle of the year. And I know there's some other guys you could throw in the mix. You may not like it, but that's what it is. Don't shake your head, Reek.
I'm
It's
going
Tay
with Rock.
Tay.
I'm going with Rock also, man. He got the resume, the impact, the moments, material, consistency. Outside of him getting 30 by Jazz on freaking, I think it was Gnome. No, it was Kings versus Queen Summer Madness. I think outside of that, um, I gotta give it to Rock for Battler of the Year. I just can't give it to Av, man. Just the resume's not there, impact's not there. I know somebody like Q who probably would have won Av as Battler of the Year. Um, and then shout out to T Top. T Top, he definitely done great things, but
Sure.
I just don't think it's matching up what Rock is doing right now, man. Because this whole year has been Tay Rock, Tay Rock, Tay Rock, champion of the year, Tay Rock, Tay Rock, Tay Rock. Like he said, man, give him his effing belt. But I got Rock.
Just think of this year, 2024, Tay Rock took a step back. Battle rap would have died. It would have died. Like
Yeah.
without Surf already not here. If Tay Rock did not perform this entire year, battle rap would have died. Tay
All right,
Rock.
check
Damn,
this.
man.
Like I said, I ain't really been on battle rap this year, but T Top claims he hadn't lost a round this whole year.
Yeah. Yep, he did
I think
say
Av
that.
said that too, right? Don't Av say that
Yeah.
too? Or no?
Yeah, T Top has an argument for that though. He does though.
He said he hadn't lost a round all year. I haven't watched the whole battle. I did see a little snippet from him on demolishing Jerry West. Like I said, I really don't have I don't have a dog in this fight because I haven't watched enough battle rap this year. But I do know my favorite battle rapper right now is T Top, and they saying he haven't lost a round all year. And you telling me that Tay Rock has lost battles? I mean,
Plenty.
This is my thing. This is my thing to counter that. And this is no disrespect to T-Top, because T-Top is my guy, been on the show. I'm not knocking it at all. But to me, Tay-Rock battles more, first of all. And then second, Tay-Rock, bro, he's one of the GOATs, man. And T-Top is coming. He's coming along. He's one of the best battlers. But, bro, when you battle Tay-Rock, it's like battling Lux, Surf. You're gonna do everything in your power to make your name against those kind of competitors. So, no, nah, bro. Tay-Rock
but
got it.
this is one thing. This is one of the reasons why I don't like Tay-Rock as much as everybody else does. He relies on the gas way too much, bro. They gas that man up so much. Every line, like you say, every effing line, they are gassing Rock up, and it don't even.
Nah, but he had some moments though. Even though he lost that battle to Swap, in my opinion, because he didn't realize where he was at. Dog, he had some crazy material in that battle.
Thank you. I found mine. You just gave me mine. Thank you.
Here we go. Swap.
My battle of the year is Swamp Town. He didn't need to go out there and battle Project Pat, Gunpowder George, TikTok Timmy. He ain't battled none of them people like Tay-Rock did. Tay-Rock had mad battles, man. Tay-Rock just, to me, I've always said it. I'm talking about before him and Surf got cool, after they got cool. I always thought his bars were super basic. Like they never he has great moments, like the seatbelt, stuff like that. Fire. But his just regular lines, they're so basic to me. Like they don't move me at all for the most part. Like I never be like, oh, like him, like ever, really. 16, 17 battles. All that extraness he does, super tough because he got a 6'7" person walking around with him at the battles. I'm good.
Nah, I understand what you're saying.
I'm not giving it to him. He could be my cousin's friend. I don't care. Tay-Rock, no. I'm not with you. Clip it. I'm not with him.
All right, man.
Better.
Like, come on, man, Surf. Like, what you doing?
All right, man. Let's wrap things up, man. We got to get out of here, man. So, go ahead, man. 2024. We got to end it. Give your shout outs.
Hey, man, shout out to y'all boys for the last time in 2024, man. Definitely appreciate y'all for what y'all did for the MBS brand this entire year. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in, that liked anything that we did, subscribe to our channel. Whatever you did to help us, man, we definitely appreciate it. 2025, we definitely, hope it's going to be bigger and better. More material coming out, more content coming out. And listen, I got the old belt. Hey, but I'll be waiting for my new belt, Reek, because this is the retired one. Hey, y'all see, I wanted that for a reason. What up to my dog Cupid too, man? Not only did I win the MBS League, I won the Kings League. See, what up?
Let me hold something, man.
Go ahead, C.
The only 3-time champion, by the way, in the MBS League. The only 3-time champion.
I gotta get my one, man. That's one of the only leagues I play in that I haven't won yet. So I'm coming. Don't worry about it. All right. Let me give you my last minute shout outs. Last minute shout outs for the year. Or just like they've been all year, my family. Hunter Morgan, Tori, Krishna, Lee, and Edward. Daddy, love y'all. I'll see you in just a second. To my beautiful wife, Patricia, I love you. I'll see you in just a second, too. The Pap Pap's babies, Marcel Carter Bryant and Azaria Grace Bryant. Pap Pap, love y'all. I'll see y'all in just a second, even if it's just on my screensaver. But I'm pretty sure I'll see y'all in a second for real because it's daytime and I know y'all ain't sleep. And the whole NBS crew, man, appreciate y'all boys for having me on here this whole year. And I met my goal. I think I made every show this year. I don't think I missed the show. I think I checked out of one early, but I think I made every show this year. And I won the college championship and on my way to winning the NFL championship picks. Yeah. So it's been a good year for me over here in the NBS, man. Y'all just
what place you in?
Playoffs.
What place you in the NFL one?
Huh?
What place you in the NFL pick?
I'm gonna call you Vaughn after this. I have to fight. He got a tally up what just happened this past week.
Go ahead, Reek.
I'm in
Make sure y'all double check my numbers.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Shout out to shout out to MBS team -1. Also I'm gonna be sending that belt to you X today. I'm going while y'all shaking your head.
Go ahead,
I'm gonna
man.
be sending that belt over to you today. I'm running to the post office, sending that belt over to you. Congrats again to you for winning the championship. It's been a fun year. I was part time this year, obviously, you know what I mean. Had things going on, had to do what I had to do, but doing what I can. And yeah, man, everything good, man. Can't wait to 2025. Uh, Longhorns down, Colts down. Let's go, baby.
Ah, hit it.
Wow. All right, man. Definitely shout out to Reek. Make sure you go check out his podcast show, STP Sports
When's the next
Podcast,
show?
man.
Today.
Um,
I might try to pull up.
It's super
and then
short, super
shout out,
short, 20, 30 minutes.
and then shout out to X. He's been holding it down nearly every show. So, and winning the fantasy football. NBS Fantasy Football League. Definitely shout out to see he made it to every show, man. So and then Yvonne wherever he's at. Shout out to Danny and C3. They've been holding it down for the entire year. Also shout out to Yvette also on the other shows also. And yeah, it's been a good year in 2024, man. Like I said, I stay out of all the mess and battle rap, so I'm definitely proud of that. We put a lot of content out from sports, battle rap, entertainment, the interviews that we did. It was a good year in 2024. I think we definitely made a lot of progress, but definitely want to make more progress in 2024. But with that being said, man, happy New Year's to you guys, man, from the MBS team. Until then, we'll see you guys next year.
Happy
We
the
out.
Black Eyed Peas for everybody. Let's
Happy
get this
New
money.
Year's.